Let me stim.
Come on, can't you drink beef? It's not.
I'm stimming. It's all good as I'm hogging it. Why are you progressively getting closer to your microphone? Stop.
Okay, Aldrin, stimming time's over, bro.
Everyone march with us.
Autism's banned, bro. Did you hear what RFK said? You want to start us off, Aldrin?
Here. Well, 1 second. I'm gonna do the intro first.
No.
If someone joins while we're mid-recording in the recording room, I will just leave.
Worst moment of the week. I'll start us off. All right, I'm gonna be honest. It was probably. Damn, bro.
Okay.
Sorry.
Stop.
That's a spy?
I'm gonna go ghetto smosh on
You don't get to talk about the game at all.
My bad. My bad, twin.
Okay, worst moment of the week.
All right, I'm gonna start the intro and then we'll have Cody start.
No, just do it later.
No, I'm gonna forget to do it later. I'm doing it now.
I will remind you.
Why would I want to do it later? We can just do it now.
Just do it tomorrow.
I'm not doing it tomorrow.
Yes.
I need to stim.
Jaded.
Okay,
Aldrin,
I'm ready.
come
I've been
on.
ready. I'm
Aldrin.
born ready.
Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of the TOS Talks Podcast. I'm here with hosts Ivan and Cody, and we're joined by guest Aldrin. He's a school friend of Ivan and Cody, and it's my first time talking with him. We're gonna open with our highs and lows of the week. Lows first. Cody's gonna start. All right.
Sorry.
That's pretty low to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's starting pretty well.
All right, restart.
Okay, yeah. So,
Okay.
Restart.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, firstly, like during this week, I was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I had to leave early Monday after doing a college final.
I remember that. I was there.
Yeah, Aldrin, we had the same group. But my low moment was probably getting a B in political science. I know it was entirely my fault. I decided not to do a paper, and
Yeah, it happened.
that was an executive choice. I would do it again if I was given the choice to, but it sucks. I got a B. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's that bad, but my GPA is not the best, not the most competitive, but I got an entire year to straighten it out. So, anyone else?
Well, I mean, going off what you said, I think our presentation was pretty good. We spent Sunday night doing it.
Yeah, just us, by the way.
It's the best when half the group's doing it on Sunday night.
No, it was really interesting because last year we had a very similar situation. I was literally in the Philippines, right? And I had to record our video for our presentation. It still went pretty good, but
I remember this. I remember this.
But yeah, Cody,
seeing
I think our presentation was really good.
Yeah,
Except when both of our members didn't do anything.
So yeah,
Besides that, it's okay.
not to say names. Actually, I will say names because one of them is a fellow host. I will say names. Gavin and another group member, not to be disclosed, decided to be a great idea to say they did the slideshow, and then we go to the slideshow, and it's more barren than a Mormon on a Sunday night. Okay, I've never seen anything drier.
Oh,
I was shocked because I was like, it's 10 o'clock at night on Sunday. We have the presentation first thing in the morning, and this guy just didn't do anything.
Bone dry, dude. No barbecue sauce on these ribs whatsoever. I've never seen anything like it before. We go to sides, the worst formatting I've seen. It was like this for weeks, dude. They said they did it. I did half the slides they did. Because they wanted help, and I was like, okay, my bad. Okay, Joshua, I'll do some slides. Okay, Joshua, I'll do some slides, and then I go, and Joshua has not done anything since. Okay,
bro, I swear, Josh and Scott, right?
We can say Gavin's name.
Oh wait,
Scott.
Oh, yeah,
No, don't say Scott even because
Josh
it's like
Gavin. Josh and Gavin. right? I don't even know what they were doing the entire time. I mean, to be fair, we didn't do anything, but we knew what we were gonna do. So it's not like they just didn't have anything to do. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and by the way, I had to do the entire paper.
I think in terms of who did the most, it was you with that paper, and then me with the slides, and then whatever the hell they went to do.
I know for a fact this guy did not look at the paper. I don't know what level of English he's at. It is not fluent, okay? It is
Oh my god.
it is not fluent English. You cannot tell me.
no.
Look, I get that, the United States has no like national language, whatever, right? But it's like playing the best way to it's like playing Pictionary with the teacher trying to understand what he's trying to tell me. That's why we got a folder with the information instead of him telling us it outright, okay? He had to get that shit out written 12-point font Times New Roman of an outline to tell us what to do instead of just saying it to our face like a normal person would.
But at least we had a teacher, because what happened is early in the semester we had a original teacher. Her name's like Miss D, right? Now Miss D, she gave us work. It was okay. Like it wasn't the best. Honestly, she'd show us YouTube videos and call that her lesson plan.
She did not give us work. She told us to take notes on those videos she gave us.
That's true. She didn't really give us work. But when she did, it was very light. We didn't really learn much. None of that information has been retained. But yeah, so one day she has the genius idea of live streaming her class to her Instagram page for some reason.
What?
And yes, it's very insane, right? She calls up like 4 people to come sit next to her. Well, they're not on screen, but they're next to the like phone so that you can hear them better. And she basically calls them to talk on her little live stream. And the admin found out about this because she also said something along the lines of, "Oh, if you go to my Instagram and you comment something, then I'll give you extra credit," right?
Oh, did she do that for you guys?
Admin
I didn't know about that.
like that because legally she exposed minors. I mean, we didn't really care, but like, it's legally
right. Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't sound legal.
So
I don't think it was.
Admin called us in like that very same day, like a bunch of people from our class.
Oh, yeah, I
it was
remember.
like the Avengers lineup.
No, let me.
Yeah, I remember a bunch of people just being taken from my class.
Let me set the scene. Let me set the scene for you, okay? You need to imagine this. This is in our last period of the day. We usually go, or at this time, we'd go in like this kind of like teacher room. It was one of our college advisors' rooms, and we just kind of chill out in there because we'd be in the common area before. Yeah, she was chill at the time. Not so much anymore, but that's besides the point. It's like the former meeting room of the school. There's like a big table in the middle with a bunch of chairs and stuff. And when I mean everyone in the class got put in there, imagine like D-Day conference table of how they're going to invade Germany.
Okay.
Except
What's going
instead of
on
invading Germany, it's
Getting a teacher fired.
Down Miss D.
Yeah,
I remember.
Take her down.
D-Day, okay?
There we go. Yeah.
Exactly. D-Day, Miss D. Yeah. See the connection?
It works.
But yeah.
So next day, somehow she still kept doing this.
Yeah. Next day.
You guys told me about this. She still did it the next day. I don't know how she kept doing it the next day, but she did it with our class. And everyone already kind of known about this. So someone went and got one of the admins, and they walked in the room and told her to stop doing this because she started live streaming again. I think at the end of the live stream, you could watch her stand up and then in the live stream. And then it just starts again. Like she just like walks out the room with the admin, and then she walks in like 5 minutes later, and then she just starts it again, but gives everyone pseudonyms.
She just started it again.
Yes, and then someone went to the bathroom, and along the way they just grabbed the admin again. I was like, yeah, she's doing it again. And then they brought the admin back to the classroom.
Oh my god!
And then she just stopped it again, left the room for like 5 more minutes, and then came back. It's like, okay, we're using pseudonyms. You all like could chill out. And then she didn't use the pseudonyms like half the time. And also, just like she did in Olgin's class, she had like the Knights of the Round Table in front of her, but it was like 6 people instead of 4 this time. And one person had to talk about using AI the whole time and how he used it and how he was a genius for using it.
Oh,
Yeah, like Knights of the Round Table, Merlin himself was telling us how to take down Miss D, and it happened actually. And
yeah.
the next week, so this was like I want to say it was like a Monday, Tuesday thing. Or it might have been a Wednesday, Thursday thing. And then she resigns.
She didn't resign. She just
I don't think she resigned, bro.
Listen, the email might suggest she like resigned, but no, we all know she didn't.
Look,
I think that's kind of how it was for my teacher as well. Like one of my teachers, my economics
Nixon
teacher.
resigned while he was being like mid-impeachment, okay? Like under investigation, resignation. It says more about the guilt of the person.
Yeah, before they like figure out what reason to fire you fully.
Instead of the history professor, we get the head,
head honcho of the college.
It's basically think of like the president. You know, we work with the secretaries. We get the big boy. You know, so they come in. This is like high tier faculty right here. This is the top of the line program. So she comes in and addresses the entire situation. What else happened that day, Cody? I forgot.
Didn't she tell you guys to like not contact Miss G anymore?
Yeah. She told us.
Yeah.
She specified don't. I think like 2 people still follow her. She just never showed up for my class.
Yeah, she didn't care for your class.
I don't think she knew
one.
there was 2 classes.
Says something about our school.
I don't know. Miss A told her.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they should know, but
it's a fun saga
given our school. Our school is so.
Yeah, they definitely just didn't say anything.
So she comes in, she talks to us. She's like, "Don't contact them." Actually, can we go back to that round table? Because we had our college advisor, Miss A. She kind of helps oversee the program, and she's basically telling us, "Tell me everything. Write it down, put it in an email, and send it to the top leader of the college program." Right? And I start drafting up this little thing. Everyone else is drafting up their little thing. We're writing like a whole timeline of events. It's just crazy what our teacher did, what Miss D did, because she was told not to do it, and then she ended up doing it again. And her videos are still up. I'm pretty sure if you can like check.
I can check real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still up. So yeah, that was like an interesting saga in our history college.
Mind you, before this, we would have like check-ins with our college advisor, like every once in a while. And I remember one of the questions was, "How are you liking your history professor?"
Yeah, it was a really specific one because it was only for her. And yeah, the streams are still up.
And they didn't ask us that about our English professor or anything else like that. It was just about Miss D. And I was
surprised. I'm surprised no one complained about the English professor.
Well, to be fair, Mr. C, our English teacher, he's been there for a while. Like he was there when my sister was there, which was like 5 years ago. And Miss D, she was very new. She was like fresh out of college new.
Like this was Miss D's probably her first time teaching.
No, it was for sure.
I remember our first time teacher in my middle school.
More so post live stream, she also advocated for the use of AI and admitted to doing so during her master's degree or getting her master's degree.
I've been on video, and I think she also said it in her live stream. Oh yeah, the day she was live streaming for us, she showed up like 10 minutes late. I check her Instagram, and she was recording an intro in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
she's recording in the parking lot for whatever reason. She showed up late for that.
Respect the grind set of Miss D.
Of getting not that many views either.
She wanted to be an influencer.
She said that because she needed the extra income. She didn't get a single like dime from either of those.
Dude, I don't know what income she was talking about. She's not making anything off her Instagram reels with like 10 views.
Nah, she's gonna get like the supplement ads. She's gonna sell out instantly. When she gets like the bot comments where it's like, "I post free whatever 18 plus. Free. Follow me on Instagram."
Yeah, that's the most traffic she's gonna get.
I remember when
I can't stop liking your content.
I
remember my.
But yeah, so that was pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, Jaden.
I remember my eighth grade was a math teacher. Yeah, her name was Miss H, and it was her first year teaching, and by the time we were like done with the year, she had already went half time, quit, and she's never teaching again.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what did you guys do?
Bro, I swear it wasn't that bad, bro.
I guess
It wasn't that bad.
I
Bro,
think
she
the
used to like
worst-
cry a lot, bro. I don't even know what. I swear it wasn't that bad.
the worst that I've done, Aldrin, you can attest to this too. I guess we technically made Miss S leave,
What
our old Algebra 2 teacher.
Oh,
What could you guys have possibly done?
Yeah. I remember. Well, it wasn't us. But it was more
It
so,
partially
like,
was.
You guys are part of the
what we
problem.
do.
I remember I could have sworn I saw her cry after our class once. And apparently she did it for another class too that same day. And then she put in her 2 weeks. So
What was your class doing?
Bro, how do you make a teacher cry?
we
bro?
weren't even doing anything. Like the
How do you
only
teach you to
thing
cry?
I think we did was we just didn't go in our seating chart.
That
Not
should
really,
someone shouldn't cry and quit over that.
And it's like, I just want to sit next to people I know. Mind you, this is Algebra 2, and we're freshmen, and there are 4 freshmen in that class. Me and Aldrin are 2 of them. And then she has the audacity to spread us up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because like all of these guys, they're like a year or 2 older than us.
What they're all
Most of them
Like
two
they
are
just,
old juniors.
they just didn't advance in their math academics at all. So they were held back multiple times. I mean, to be
Well-
fair, I guess we were pretty advanced.
No, it's Algebra 2 for a junior. That's normal. That for our
Yeah.
school,
Yeah, I
at
guess
least.
so.
That's like the average. So it was like 45 junior, sophomore, and then like 5% freshman, which was just us. So
What's the other
Also-
5%?
So yeah, what's the other 50?
What's the other 5?
oh yeah, sorry. I'm
It's like-
really
yeah, it's
advanced
like
in my
90%.
mathematics here.
The teacher's the other
Yeah.
5%.
90%
Yeah.
upperclassmen, 10% was us. So yeah, it was quite the experience. We were mixed a lot with older kids.
We were all mixed.
Yeah.
We're actually mixed. We're light skinned.
No, I'm white as hell. It's fine.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any lows or highs of the week?
Oh yeah, worst moments of the week, guys.
Okay, I have a few moments that happened. I randomly woke up one day really sick, and I had to last minute tell Jane to finish editing last week's video. That was one thing. There's another issue with editing. I had Doom of the Dark Age come out the day I need to be editing. I have not been editing like at all to play that game, and we're talking about math teacher a lot. I'm not trusting the back of the room anymore because someone else like sawed a chair half and half in the back of the room because we got bored enough.
You got bored,
Okay. Multiple times I've stuck lead in the USB port of my Chromebook, and
is
we
not bad.
almost sawed a chair in half, and now we're not trusting the back of the room anymore.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
understandable.
Did Miss K like make an executive decision on this?
I think she did just decide to, because no, the tables all remained the same except ours was switched with whoever was in the front. It just doesn't show. No, because someone else told me how in their pre-calc class she had said, "Who saw this chair in half?" And like,
Who absolutely just like caused total destruction to
moved.
public property.
No, because we've done this before, so she definitely knew it was
What?
us.
You've done
because
this
She realized
before?
when me and this one specific student were in the back of the room, a random chair was like sawed in half.
4.0 GPA, by the way. I'm not
So she
What?
realized,
Exactly.
Yeah, this is Mr. like all straight A's. Okay.
like we were too advanced for this class, so we decided to start on the chair now.
That's,
What do
The
you-
teacher
what are you
also
using?
sucks, so things deserved. What?
What are you using to saw it in half?
Either a mask strap or when we did it the most recent.
You guys are evil.
a mask strap, like a COVID
Face mask.
strap,
Yes,
like
those are like weirdly strong, and then like the friction of the chair works correctly. Like no, they're like weirdly strong.
Why are you guys
Wow.
using like advanced methods to like Cause total
I don't know.
destruction.
Some people did it during COVID. Apparently, I was virtual of COVID, so I have no
Bro.
idea why. But like,
No,
some people
this
did
is like some caveman discovering fire, rubbing like hemp rope on a stick until sparks come out.
No, okay.
Going
This
back
the
to
most
roots.
recent time. Someone had started the chair already with presumably the mask strap. It just looked like it was used like someone used a mask strap. So he just grabbed it, like you know, Captain America grabbing the log and just splitting it in half. He pretty much just did that to the chair. He just did that. And he wore it down to like the metal part that's like the legs, and then he sawed a little more to get through, like because there's a little hole in the back of the chair. So he used the mask strap to finish it off because it gets really thick right above that. And then,
Bro,
we had to do a quick swap. I have a video of it. We had to do like a quick swap with the chair in the corner so she wouldn't notice as quickly.
You know, like the SpongeBob episode where it's like the gorilla just rips him in half.
Yeah,
Yes.
just that. No, he actually just like grabbed the chair. I had to like help him get a good grip. We had to screen everyone else at the table had to like screen for him, and he just started pulling in half.
Scream.
like you guys
Yes,
are
we
like
did.
actively trying to do this,
I don't know.
Bro.
We got away with it. She never said anything to us specifically,
bro.
but she definitely knows.
Or
And
the
then-
dean walking in during your F student activity.
Yes, the teacher had left the room and the dean was watching us. He would like peek in through the doorway sometimes, but would go like he wasn't really watching us too actively. So I don't know. I was showing someone how you can just put the pencil in the USB mixer, it's sparking and smoke a little bit. And I did it just to show someone, and I showed someone else. I was trying to like walk them through how to do it, and I was mid walking them through how to do it. The guy sees the pencil in the in the USB, and then he walks in. Someone says, "Hey, Mr. B," he's like trying to warn us. We look up, and he's just like, "You guys aren't trying to stick a pencil in the USB port, are you?" We
This
said
is- this
no.
is
We just
one-
got. We literally said no. We got something stuck in it, and he's like, "Okay," and then just walked away and didn't say anything else to us.
Bro,
And then we just stopped. And I told the guy, I was like, "Yeah, I'll show you how to do it later."
The closest
it.
like comparison to Mr. B I can think of, he's like Mr. Krupp from Captain Underpants, bro. Like I don't like he
Aw.
doesn't
That
like
is a name I have.
he doesn't like strive on like students like anger or sadness or anything. He's just like a generally unhappy person.
Okay, well, when you're like a dean and then you're like the crossing guard, and I saw him once sweeping the tables with like a Swiffer sweeper. Like, no.
Exactly.
One day he was walking around the
He's down
building.
in
He
the
was like,
dumps.
multiple times I've seen him walk around the building. He would walk in a room and be like, anyone have any loose tables? And he would just literally just be like screwing the screws on tables. They give him just any job.
Actually,
They can do anything.
That's cool.
He's our handyman, man.
anything for
I've
money,
seen him
bro.
smile. I've seen him smile maybe 2 or 3 times.
That's
He
his whole thing.
smiled. He had to smile when all the seniors were taking photos.
I remember once I was so ready for him to smile. It was last year. We got to like throw pies at teachers' faces. I was so ready for him to smile or like laugh or something after getting one thrown at him. He stayed stoic the whole time.
Wow.
Bro, what?
He just stood there. He stayed stoic. He wiped his face afterward. And he just like kept
No, bro,
kept up the straight face.
He's the fun police, bro. No, bro.
No,
He'll cause the fun too. He'll cause the fun too. Like he's not even
cause the
bored or
fun?
anything.
Just be
He just
nonchalant.
doesn't smile or anything.
Bro.
He'll
He's so
play
nonchalant.
practical jokes on all the short female teachers.
Yeah, like he once my math teacher last year, Miss P, he just grabbed one. She's like really short, like under 5 foot short, and he just grabbed a marker.
Holy
He grabbed
crap.
a bunch of markers. He put them all on top of the whiteboard. So she's like, there's no way of her getting it.
That's evil.
Because he used to also be a math teacher, so he was subbing in for her one day or for like one moment, and yeah, he just put them all up there.
All right.
And she's like, where'd all the markers
oh, we got
go?
a funny
We had
guy
to
here.
just tell her.
We got a
No, she
funny
was like,
guy
where'd all
here.
the markers go? We had to just tell her. She put them all on
Where'd
top
they
of the
go?
whiteboard,
That's
and no one
actually-
helped her or anything. I think she just like get on her chair.
That's
Dude,
so much
speaking
oral love. So why would he
speaking
do
of
that?
Mr. B, right? Speaking of Mr. B, apparently I've got some leaks from some friends,
Yeah.
sources. They've been saying that the allegations against him
Mhm.
might be true. What they said is he's been talking to underage
stop pointing
girls,
down.
right? And I don't know. It seems like him because when he's there, when Mr. B's at school and we see him, he's always like talking to like the girls that are at school.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, he's like pushing 40 almost, right? So it's a little strange how he's this close to those girls.
Yeah. Whenever he walks in a room, there's like 2 that he's like hyped up to talk to for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So actually I want to go back to a point that talking the masks. It reminded me of the COVID era.
Yeah.
How was okay? My COVID era, it wasn't that different from like just regular school. Cause okay, it was 6th grade, March. That's when COVID hit. And everyone had to literally just be inside. There was no other alternative. So I mean, it was pretty chill because like, you just gotta be playing video games or whatever. And when you're in 6th grade, that's basically all you do. 7th grade, it comes around. I don't know if you guys had this, but we had like a hybrid. It was like you do
Yeah, we had that.
One of those
Monday,
options.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
Monday, Tuesday, you would do in person, and then like the rest of the week, you would just be at home.
Jane, did you do that?
I
Did you
did
do
it
that
like
at our school.
I did it in the second wave because the first wave I think you could do it towards the beginning of 7th grade, but I didn't do it till like March.
Okay, because I was fully virtual for 7th and 8th.
I can explain. Our school did it. So our school had trimesters instead of semesters. My middle school.
Ours too.
And first trimester, I was a hybrid guy, and then my math grade was a 1.2. So I switched to fully virtual, and I went to 3.7. So
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
something's
remember
a little
my
fishy
math
here.
teacher took that side and was like, "You're not doing anything," and it's like, "You're not making me do anything."
Mm.
And at this point, it's like you're trying to learn because I had like the accelerated like math thing, like the advanced math thing at our school, and it's like trying to learn algebra while only going to school for 2 days a week and then not having work the other 3 days because that's how our hybrid worked. You'd have 1 day of async work. That's it.
Async, yes, they'd always throw that word around. Asynchronous.
Asynchronous.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that's a throwback.
Wait, I won't
Yeah,
lie. That like rings a bell, but oh my gosh, that was from so long ago.
I know.
Async.
Async. Yeah, that sounds. Oh, that's weird.
Asynchronous because you wouldn't be doing the work with the teacher.
Right, you wouldn't be doing it with the
Yeah.
teacher.
And then fully virtual was so much fun, bro. I remember my schedule
Really?
vividly because I remember I would wake up. School would start at, I think it was 8 or 8:15, and then I'd log on for 10 minutes, and then the hybrid kids had to do their elective, but it was just a 50-minute break for the virtual kids. So I would go and like I don't even remember I just take a nap or do some other dumb stuff. Then I would go do my I think it was social studies or science, depending on what day it was in the week, because for some reason it swapped.
I think for us
Yeah.
it was like that,
Oh,
but it was
yeah,
like
we did
weekly or
that too.
something. It would change.
Nah, it was Monday, Tuesday. Would like every other day it would swap, and then on Fridays it would swap.
Oh, that
Differently,
it
too.
could have been that too. I can't
That's
remember.
We had the
But-
same thing.
Then I remember our lunch break was 2 hours. Classic. I don't know why it
that
was
was
like that.
so much fun, man. Because we had like the same thing.
Would
it would be like- it'd be like lunch and then like an hour and a half study hall. But it would just pour into lunch because what we do, we finish our lunch, right? We'd hop onto Show Shockers. It was me and like 5 other guys or 4
Oh my
other
god,
guys.
I love Show
right?
Shockers.
Oh my goodness.
Bro,
the
Shell
things, like,
Shockers was in your
the
middle
sessions we
school.
ran.
Yeah,
Yes,
we got-
it was amazing.
In my middle school, we had it too, but they
That was
eventually
a
blocked
freshman
it.
thing for me.
Yeah, that was like
Really?
that was a freshman exclusive.
I mean, that was like 8th grade.
That was like for us, it was most of freshman year, and then they axed
Dude,
it. randomly.
no,
Yeah.
the 8th grade games for us, because that's before the Great Depression hit, the Great Drought of
Great
Chromebook
drought.
games hit.
Aww.
I remember someone just had like some F1 fake game. It was like some car driving game. There was some like tunnel run game.
Oh, really?
It was kind of like Run, but it wasn't.
Oh.
It wasn't.
Is it
No,
like a
it
bunch of
wasn't.
colors?
Yeah, well, Run
know
is
what
also a
you're
bunch of colors, but
Like
Well,
actually, no, I think I know the one you're talking about.
colorful.
I had like a score of like 30,000 on that, and I was like, yeah. Well, eighth grade was way funnier because I took geometry in my 8th grade, like high school geometry, right? And they don't have a licensed teacher for that because you have to have a different like high school certification
Yeah.
to teach that, and we didn't have a math teacher who did that. So we had to get this prep like this virtual prep school
Oh,
thing. I don't even remember what it was.
That very well might have been the one I went to.
It was. It's the one he went to. I'm not going to say it, but and the teacher was like in Hawaii, and he let us pick what color he'd dye his hair every Friday.
It's kind of
his
sick.
roots are dead.
No, I remember my algebra 1 teacher in 8th grade. She was in like I think she was in the Middle East somewhere.
In the middle.
I think she lived somewhere. I don't remember where, but I think she lived somewhere in the Middle East. I don't remember which country. And she had like a really thick accent.
Actually, just in the middle of nowhere.
He didn't live in Hawaii. He moved to Hawaii mid-year.
Wait, who just moves to Hawaii in the middle of the
On a
school year?
teacher's salary. He was also gay, but he didn't want anyone knowing. The first time he said me and my partner, it was like it was cooked for him, bro.
That's how we figured out that one of my teachers were gay too. Well, and then we also
Me and
figured
my
out that I'm like pretty sure he has a husband, or was it a husband, or was it just a boyfriend? I can't remember.
It's like okay,
but
once you're like,
he's so funny though.
do any of you guys have like weird stories of people like stalking teachers, like social media accounts, or doing anything dumb with it?
Like how dumb are we talking?
Like stupid.
Worst I've done is look for them. Worst I've heard of is just looking for them.
Yeah, I've also like looked for teachers' Instagram accounts before and stuff. Like that's fine because I just want to see like what dumb stuff they have publicly posted. The way I found out my 7th and 8th grade science teacher was gay is because if you look up his Instagram account, his profile is private, but he has enough of a following where if you go to images, it'll have one of his private posts, and it's just a black and white photo of him kissing a guy.
Oh,
That's just a bizarre way to find it.
Like scenic. Like
I thought you found like a Grinder account when you looked it up somehow, but no, that's
actually,
it.
actually, let me look for that right now. All right, I'm installing Grinder on my phone.
Oh. Hey,
That's not how
Cody,
this one has to be.
what's got
Look
there?
up Grinder in the App Store. Grinder straight, buddy.
Okay, it's actually just
Hate to
Tinder.
break it to you.
Who's gonna tell him?
Nah, Cody, you know the mistake you're about to make. When you download it, it'll always say you've had it downloaded at least once.
Okay, I won't. Bye.
Someone like goes on your phone, someone like takes your phone, they look up Grindr on the.
It's like the mystery, like incredible looking at the computer screen. This is like
Turns out all of your teachers are secretly gay.
Yeah, all of them.
All of
Miss P.
No, my math teacher also like won't disclose any info about.
Your math teacher's gay. I don't care.
She definitely is.
Headcanon.
She won't disclose anything about her boyfriend, maybe existing boyfriend, or her child.
That's a lavender relationship.
I understand.
and we
I
all
understand
know
the
it.
child, but like the
Miss
may
K?
or may not exist boyfriend.
Miss K?
Yeah, like we don't have a name.
Okay, no,
have a
Miss K
child?
is pasty
Yeah, she
white,
does.
and her child is
She's
black.
a mixed child.
Oh,
Sometimes people will say something about her, like her boyfriend or whatever, and she'll just refuse to like say
Look,
anything.
no. We all remember the kindergarten art class, okay? We know how we get brown from white.
Oh, we know how you get tan from. We know how you get tan from white. We all
It's
know.
not tan. That is not tan. Okay.
That baby is at least 50% black.
He's not like me, Dark. No, he is. He just is. We all know this.
No, in terms of like what he actually.
We know. No. Actually, we do know some info. We know the guy. We know the guy is like 6'6" or
foot.
something.
Oh.
He's like 6. He's like he's
Project
huge.
LeBron.
He's actually like huge, and I remember everyone like freaking out about how tall this kid is gonna be.
So, we
Actually,
got the
that's more like Project Steph Curry, but
And like
Well,
the
that's
dad's
Project
obviously
Distance
black. That's obviously black. Just look at the child. She has like pictures of the child in the room. I think if you look at her Instagram, her
she's
PFP is
also
her and the
brought
child.
it.
Has she?
Yes, like once.
Oh yeah, she has. I
Brought
remember we were.
it. Brought
Oh, no, I remember now. We were presenting one day. We had to present, and then my group started presenting, and everyone was like just playing with their kid. The
I'm not
whole
gonna
presentation
disclose the gender of the child.
It's-
brought
Also don't
it.
know.
oh, did she not disclose that?
No, you can
You
tell
don't
if you
know.
looked at it.
Yeah, you can
but
tell that it's not like a baby. They're old enough to
It's
just
like
like
a
you can
toddler.
just,
It's like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then Miss P was looking after it too.
Oh,
Yeah. Miss P is like the school babysitter.
I could imagine bringing your child to our school.
Miss P also brings her own children.
Yeah, children. I remember people playing with their her like little baby, actual like full on baby, last year. And
You gotta say,
Our
do you
school
remember-
is not a safe place for children.
I don't
no,
know
I'll actually
why
just
they
see the
can't
kids
bring
running around the
kids.
hallway. I remember actually no, I had fun last year with me and a bunch of the people in
Was like
Okay,
Miss
well,
T.
so people will. I guess the kid.
yes, it was Miss T, I think. We had her kid was just over, and we went into like a vacant room, and we started just playing catch with their kid. There's like me and like 5 other people.
That's fun.
I have
Yeah,
a,
we just did that for like half the class. We just kept our kid entertained for like half the class.
my psych teacher, Miss R. Yeah, she'll straight up just bring her kids to school. Like she only works part-time as well, so it's like they're not even there the whole day. So I guess it's better for them because they're like 3 and like 5, and it's funny because they're like really loud. No, they're probably like 2 and 4. I don't even know. Like they're pretty young, but they're like low-key really loud. So
That's,
All right, back to worst things.
Let's
Best
see.
and worst of the week. Jane, what was the worst thing that happened to you this week?
Worst thing happened. Okay, so similar to you, I also woke up this week a bit sick. My throat actually still hurts, like as of
It's
like
going
right
around.
now.
It's
been-
just been spreading, man.
It's
I got
all-
it
Yeah, I
over
don't
with.
even know.
Yeah, I got it over with in like a day because it was just like really bad when I woke up. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't
pretty much,
sit
like-
up for like an hour.
Oh,
No,
dang.
I had a weekend in Toledo. Okay,
Oh,
it's like a bad FNAF like fan game. It's like a weekend in
we get
Toledo.
to Toledo.
I think that's worse than the sickness, man.
yeah.
Might be, to be honest.
Having to go back
Yeah,
to the
dude.
home state,
But yeah,
the
dude.
motherland.
And then
You
that.
born in Ohio?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Actually, didn't know that either. And then the same night,
Baby
yeah,
ran the joke in the ground.
I tried taking a nap that same night, and I set like 3 alarms at like when I went to bed at like 4:30 to wake up at like 5, like 5:45 or something, and then so I don't wake up until 11:30 p.m. So I took a 7-hour nap.
11:30.
Yeah, I remember you
Um,
told me about this.
yeah.
Like I texted you about something I think for the podcast, and you
Yeah,
just
and I
didn't
was like,
respond to me
I
for
just
several
woke
hours.
up and it was like,
yeah,
yeah.
you just woke up. I told you you
It's
actually
like
just like
12 o'clock.
slept the day.
Yeah.
You actually slept for the night. But it was the middle. It was
No.
all day.
And it's so annoying because like I've done that before, and I'm pretty sure I've like missed deadlines, and it was really bad. Luckily I didn't this time, but I missed out on a lot of like work time that I needed because like I actually just straight up gave up on doing schoolwork in school. I actually just don't do anything at school anymore. I do it all at home,
Oh.
and it's actually been working.
Oh, is that why you constantly have stuff to do? Whenever
Yeah,
I
it's
ask you
because I
something
don't
to
do anything at school because I like can't concentrate.
Okay.
And so I stayed up that night until 2 a.m. because like I needed to do stuff. And luckily
That's
I
fun.
woke up 6:30 a.m. With a fixed sleep schedule ready for school. But it was still annoying to miss a bunch of work time during the day and then also mess up my sleep schedule during the week. Yeah. Is that it for lows? Does anyone have any lows? I think that was
I think we all said our
have
lows.
no-
Oh,
Dude, actually, it was like this is probably the worst moment I had in my week, and it lasted literally 10 seconds, right? So I woke up, right? And then my mind started functioning. And then I realized I had a track. And I kid you not, I don't know what chemical reactions were happening in my brain, but that made me so sad that I had a track me because I did not feel like running in those 10
Actually-
seconds.
what happened.
I don't even know. But like I don't know, last year, like when track was going on, dude, I would dread those days where I'd actually dread them, like leading up to the meets. Nowadays, it's okay. But I don't know. I had so much like anxiety during the track season. It was like March to May, and it was terrible. At the same time, though, there was like this one girl that I really, really liked, right? And I knew the situation wasn't gonna work out, but I still talked to her for like 5 months, expecting something to happen. So that also could have played a
5 months.
contributing factor to that.
Are you sure it was 5 months?
I did talk to her for like 5 months because I got her number and everything. I saw it. I think like
It was that long ago?
Wait, let me think. April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, I talked to her consistently for like
Do I know who this person
probably
is?
like 4 months. I don't know if I told you, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think you did. I don't think-
Oh,
So,
wait, you're talking about last year. Okay.
Yeah.
dude, it
yeah,
was just
you
like so much. I was like, bro, I was legit depressed about like everything in life. That's how bad it was. Cause I don't know, there's just like a lot of things. I was thinking about myself, thinking about this girl, and then on top of that, I had this meet that I had to go to every Saturday. Sometimes even like on Thursdays in the middle of the week. Terrible. But nowadays I pretty much enjoy track. Like track is like where I find my life. I find myself working every day. We got regionals today, actually. I got my
you got a medal,
Let's
didn't
go.
you?
Yeah, I got a medal. Our team got a medal. Our
There's only
4x8
one.
team.
How many medals did we get?
It was each of us got a medal. Well, I only got one.
No, I mean like how many things you guys medal in? Was it just 2 events?
It was just the 4x8. Oh, like the team in general.
Oh, it was 4x8.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
it for the 4x8. Okay. Have we gotten more than 1 medal in a single meet?
No, we have.
I mean
you
this
or
year.
me?
This year. No, I mean this year.
Like
This
the
year, the whole
entire
team. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Because I know one of our hurlers, he usually medals a lot. The sprinters usually medal.
Yeah.
The relays. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess going off that relationship, guys, how's that guys going for you?
Same as you, bud.
Can we
No,
can we
this
lower
year-
drop
this year
about
especially.
Z? Can we lower drop about
Me? You want me to? I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. I've heard
Okay, let's
enough.
do a
I've said
segue
something.
into worst relationships.
We didn't even say the good yet, but sure we can.
Yeah.
We didn't say
There's
the good
nothing
this
but
week.
bad this episode.
Yeah, this just
very
sucks.
negative. We can end it with some good at least.
Yeah,
and it was some
some
hope.
people.
That's like that's in like 30, 45 minutes. For now,
Okay.
we want to hear the Z lore drop.
Okay.
Well, no, okay.
In a weird way.
Since you segued into the topic, I think you should talk about your story
You wanna
I want to
first.
talk about
Sure.
mine. Okay.
Yeah,
should
I got
talk
something about mine while you
I'm
do.
going to talk about last year. Should I talk about last year?
If you want to, there's not like much to talk about. It was
Okay. No, it's good setup though. It's good setup.
okay.
All right. So, I'm Filipino, obviously. I don't know if that's obvious. Actually, never mind.
It really isn't, but like,
anyways.
yeah, you're Filipino.
Do we
So-
want to put like a photo of your face or something like I don't
Close up.
I think I'm okay. But anyways, back in like September of 2023, my church had like this dance group thing, and they needed a bunch of Filipinos to do it because it was for like a Filipino culture, right?
You go to
So we
church.
assembled, yeah,
I
we
never knew that. Okay.
assembled like this Avengers lineup. It's like the most random group of people, but like since we were all Filipino, it made sense we're together. But like, it's funny because all of these people, I've seen in my I'd see them at parties. They'd be in classes, but I've never seen them like all together in the same place, right? So we had like a whole thing going on, right? And I just, we did this dance, this cultural dance. We made like a little group chat, and it expanded from there. And we just became friends, and that was great. So that's one. Now, there's just one guy in our. I'm gonna name him. We're gonna name him. Greg. Okay.
Craig. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Greg. So, Greg, he's a bit of a interesting fella, right? So he just
Greg Shady.
he's a little shady sometimes. Not in like the drugs type of way, but like or criminal activity type of way, but like emotionally intelligence kind of way. He doesn't really think about other people, or he doesn't think about what his actions are gonna do, right? So Greg, he has like these other friends, but one of them is like very, very against me and this other dude. This other dude, we're gonna name him Roger, right? So Roger, me and Roger, right? One of Greg's friends is basically like talking all this BS about us, like throwing mud on our names and stuff, making fun of us and all of that. And Greg, he's not even like really doing anything for real to like stop it. So to me, I'm like, bro, what you doing, bro? Like that's not very cool. And forgot exactly what happened, but at some point he just like stopped to us, or like I confronted him about something or about that exact situation, and he just kind of like stopped to us about it. Because I told him like, you're not standing up for us, and you're not really trying to defend who I thought were his real friends at the time, Roger. But he gets, I don't even know. He just distanced himself from us, and all the girls in our group, they're trying to like, he's still talking to the girls in our group, but he's just not talking to us. So it goes like the first half of January, just like, and at some point, we get to talking to him, but that's really like the first sign of being a strange little fella. So during that entire time, I was kind of very like mad at him. I was very confused. I'd be like, I was actively trying to get him to talk, and Roger, right? But he just wouldn't. So yeah, sometime around he starts talking to us again. And then, we patch things up for a little bit, and yeah, that's, I guess, all is well. Now that's a part of the story that I needed to explain for what's coming up. So going back to the relationship thing, around, I want to say March, spring break, there are these two, like not two, but one of the girls in our group, she goes on vacation with like one of our friends and another friend, and she's basically like, hey, there's this girl in our group, right? Like I was in VC at the time in Discord, or they joined, and they were like, it would be funny if Aldrin and this one girl, started talking, something like that, right? At the time, I was like, huh? I wasn't really thinking about it, but just that, it like planted a seed in my about what if this is actually a thing? Like, what if she's actually because like the way it was presented to me, it seemed like she was already interested in like trying to do something. Come to turn out, I'd find out like a couple months later that she just was not interested at all. But like I do get her number, and she kind of knows what's up when I'm talking to her. And this is around when track is, so like May, right? And I start talking to her and stuff. At some point, she tells me, "Hey, I know you like me, but I'm just saying, I'm not trying to do anything right now. I'm just kind of going with the flow." And that's kind of like, that's a bomb that drops a bomb on me. I tell
Going with
Roger
the
and Greg
flow.
about it, right? Yeah, that's what she said. She's basically like,
I hate
if
that
something
statement.
happens in high school, sure, but like, I'm not really trying to do anything.
I hate that
So a
statement.
lot of people have liked her,
I guess.
but yeah. So I tell Greg and Roger about that because they're kind of like first people I tell about these types of things. And they're, of course, they give me their advice and stuff like that. Honestly, that entire situation, that 5 month, whatever it was really my fault. Because like the entire summer, I was just like obsessing
Fiending.
over this girl. Exactly. Cody would know because I told him.
I had to hear about this the entire time, but
Was
it's
this
fine.
the one you're talking about from like the one you're talking about for 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This
Dang.
was like 5 months. I was confused because I didn't know what you're talking about at first. I didn't know if you're talking about one thing or another thing, but you're talking about
We'll
the
name
one
her,
which was,
who should we name her?
I don't even
like
know what her
Haley.
real name
Name her
is.
Haley.
Yeah, Haley.
Girl Haley, right? Yeah. And, I was just obsessed. It was bad. So eventually I confessed to her back in August because I never really got to confess because she technically rejected me, but I never got to like confess myself. So I was on a trip. I was literally on vacation, and I confessed to her, and it made my vacation so bad. But yeah,
That is.
I was just
Oof.
that was
That's
that
not the
whole
best way to do it.
situation.
I didn't know about all
Yeah,
that.
That was it was bad. Now when I really look back at it, it's just like now I'm
embarrassed?
glad that it happened. Yeah, I'm embarrassed, I guess. but like it's not like I regret it because at the end of the day, I learned my lesson from it, and that goes into this next situation. Happened the exact same friend group. So, all right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna reintroduce Greg, right?
Filipino friendcest. I swear to God. I hate it.
Don't call it. Don't call it that.
I call
That
it.
sounds
I call
terrible.
I don't like it. I don't like
It
the
sounds
word.
way worse.
It's Filipino
That-
friendcest. It's what
It
it is. You'll hear the
sounds so
stories.
He's like
bad.
not even like I
But
can't
yeah,
even,
sure.
like, argue against it because he's
Yeah,
basically right.
It's true, but like I don't like it. I don't like the word.
Yeah. Okay. So, my streak of liking people is kind of like burning out. It's like I want to say around January 2024. No, 2025, my bad.
Mhm.
We have this one friend in our group. We're gonna name her Alyssa, right?
Oh, name him. Who?
There's a lot of names in this group, but like, yeah. So Alyssa, right? There's this thing in Filipino culture when a girl turns 18, they usually have this big birthday party. It's called a debut. And Alyssa, me and her have been friends for like since 5th grade, maybe. No, really like since like 7th grade, but I've known her since 5th grade. My parents know each other, they talk a lot. So yeah. So she has a boyfriend, so I'm not like trying to date her or anything. But yeah, so I have to be her escort, which is basically the pairing for the dance that they do at this debut. And usually the dance, which we call a cotillion. If you've heard of a quince, it's basically the same thing.
I was gonna say it sounds like a quinceañera.
Yeah, it's basically
It's a DSA Ocho. Okay.
yeah. It's just 18. It's just the quince for Filipinos at 18. So I'm her escort, and we have to have a cotillion group. So we have the people from our main friend group, which is about 4 pairings, I think. And then Alyssa's like, "Oh, I need to find another pair." And she brings these people that we know of, but they're not part of our main friend group. Like we don't really talk that much. And one of them is this girl. And this girl, at first I didn't really I didn't see anything in her. But then, we had more and more practices for Alyssa's debut. And, I start kind of liking this girl, right? I'm like, wow, maybe she's kind of pretty, right? And I think we have like similar interests, stuff like that. So I tell Greg and Roger about this. I always tell them about relationship stuff. And they were there with with that Haley girl. So they know what's up. So I tell them, hey, I like one girl in our group. I think, maybe I might try some. And Greg goes, oh, do you want me to text her to see how things are? Something like that, right? And then I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Because he just does whatever he wants, because he just texts whatever. He's very social, right? So, and then he says something like, oh, you want me to put you on or something, yada yada yada. And I'm like, sure. Now listen, I don't expect him to do anything, right? Because I'm not trying to get him to actually do the work for me. I know I have to do this.
Greg's
So,
also unreliable. I'm just gonna be honest. Greg is very unreliable in his work.
Listen, he pulls through sometimes. But yeah, so Greg's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So he starts texting her. And yeah. So he doesn't really report back to me on about. So I just keep trying to talk to her on Instagram, slide up on notes, trying to make conversation. It's not really going that many places. I still like her, but it's kind of not really advanced way. So come April, midway through April, Alyssa has her debut. I dance with her because I'm her partner or not. And then, I also try to talk to the new girl. And conversation's a little dry, but it's there. Something, I guess. So my efforts kind of dwindled at that point, the debut, because it's just not. It just doesn't seem like. So 2 weeks go by. I don't really talk to her that much, but something odd I noticed with Greg. Right now, Greg, he's with this one girl. We're just gonna name her Kaylee. Okay, Kaylee. He's with
Kaylee and
this one
Haley.
girl named- Yeah. Don't mix her up with Haley, but yeah, there's a lot of names to her. There's a lot of people at play.
Moving
But
parts.
he's with this one girl named Kaylee. Now, over the summer when I was doing my little thing, my little shabazzle, right? With he was with Kaylee, right? And he had a huge roller coaster of ups and downs. I'd always tell him, listen, man, just do like the best, what you think is the best. I want you to succeed. But then again, if you're sacrificing your self-worth for this, I don't know if it's really worth it, stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. A lot of the times he probably should have broken up with Kaylee, but he didn't. He stuck through. He was very loyal. Now, during April, I start noticing he's talking to the new girl. And I'm like, huh, that's funny. I think they're really good friends, right? I just think they're really good friends because I think they knew each other in their childhood. So I thought, they're just like catching up, right? Um, they talk a lot. I start noticing they're playing like games at 1 a.m. in the morning together, stuff like that. I don't think much of it. I see their Instagram notes. It starts becoming like they're like very synced up on their notes, sending signals through their notes or something. But I still think, they're just really good friends, right? Come Wednesday. Now, oh my God, I have to introduce two more people. But yeah, there's these two other people who are like his childhood friends, Greg's childhood friends. And they've known him for a while. And but they're part of our friend group as well. So during track practice, they're talking about some, oh, Greg, are we gonna go to Walmart after school for your little project? And then he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, project? What project? Because what they're up to. And then they're like, yeah. They kind of brush me.
Oh, is
So
this
I don't really-
Greg? Is this Greg and like Roderick? I guess.
No, not Greg and Roderick. There's no Roderick in this situation.
Okay.
It's the two like girls that are his childhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They kind of brushed me off about it. And I'm like, oh, that's the same. So
Gatekeeping?
I don't really push for it. Essentially, they were gatekeeping. So I don't really push for it. I don't push for much. And then come Thursday morning, I see my note or on my Instagram feed, check their notes. Die for You by The Weeknd. That's the song, right? Love song. 2 hearts underneath it. And I'm very confused. Now, at the time, I was trying to figure out a situation where it's like, I think I know what's up, but I was trying to think of ways it wasn't the case. I was thinking, oh, maybe the new girl's talking about, some crush he has, and Greg's talking about Haley, right? Or not Haley, Kaylee, my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is reaching further than Walt Chamberlain.
I'm just gonna put K. He's dating K right now, right? Well, they're not technically dating, but like they're basically together. So I think it's, I think they're just maybe they're just syncing up their notes somehow because they're friends and they did the same thing by coincidence. Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Suspicions.
Nah.
You see
Guy
where this is
doesn't know.
going. My
Holding on.
suspicions are raising. But I make it a point to ask one of the childhood friends, we're gonna name her E, about this at school because I have a class with her.
There's
I don't
more
have a-
context to that, which makes it even worse. But like,
Yeah, keep in mind, I don't have a class with like any of our other like friends in the group because they're all off campus because they're doing the early middle college program. So I don't really like see them much IRL during the school days. But yeah, I asked E about it. Or no, I don't ask her yet. I make it a point to ask. So come to the block that I have you in my class, right? She showed me a picture on her. Now keep in mind, I didn't even ask her anything. She just showed me. And it's Greg, like late at night, like 1 a.m. or that, because they were on a video call or something. Greg holding up a sign, and it says the letters PR. I scroll on her phone. On the photo, it says The next photo says PRO. So I think PRO. And then I'm like, oh, prom, because that's coming up in 2 weeks, right? And then I'm like, oh, who's he asking out to prom? And I think at this point, I thought it was still K, because I thought Greg was still with K. But I go back into my memory bank and think to the morning. I saw the Instagram notes. And then I'm like, wait. So I asked E what I was going to ask her. Oh, yeah. Does Greg like that new girl? And that is when I found out. She didn't say it outright, but she basically told me. So she tells me everything about, not everything, but she tells me, yes, Greg, he does like K. And K also like, right? And I'm like, wow. Because all of the pieces were connecting in my mind. But the one thing that like really, really got under my skin was the fact that I told this guy, told Greg that I like this girl. He said he was going to say something to her about like, oh, what do you think of me, Aldrin? What do you think of him? What do you think of him, right? But then he decided to not talk to me about it for the next like 2 months. And then I find out through an Instagram they like each other, which is absolutely crazy work.
That's foul work.
Don't you think?
It's trifling.
Yes, bro.
I didn't even get to find out through him.
That's
Right, he-
like
he wasn't even planning on telling you, bro.
Code rules broken.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll get to
so
that
many.
because that's not even like half the story. But yeah, so he doesn't like, he thinks things are normal like that day. And I'm just like completely wow. I'm just like flabbergasted about how all of that. So after that day ends, I pull up to Roger's house, talk about it. And Roger's like, yeah, man, I knew about that. Right. And, you know, it's kind of weird. I don't know, because I still trust Roger. But like, he didn't tell me about it. I mean, he did tell me about like the things after I asked him about it, and I do appreciate. But you know, he didn't know earlier than I did. But yeah. So he's telling me, oh yeah. So turns out Greg told Kay, or no, not Kay, told the new girl that I liked her, right? And since they liked each other, right? And they knew that I would find out soon, the new girl was like, oh, Aldrin can just be like, he can just suck it up, be cool, right? Which made me stop liking her instantly, because honestly, that's just like rude, right? Which is, you know, it's just so disrespectful. And Greg, I don't even know what he's doing. Like, at some point, someone asks him, like, oh, what are you going to do about Aldrin, right? What if he finds out? And he just didn't do anything. He just didn't do anything. So that just made me extra. Because it's like he didn't plan on anything or something.
But he's just
And-
gonna,
You're just gonna
Yeah.
take it.
right?
He
He's
was
just
just
gonna take
gonna
it.
like, I don't know, because he was just gonna like let it sit or whatever, like do whatever about
So I
it.
hope you wouldn't find out somehow.
It's just something like
Like
that.
when
I
you confront
guess.
him about it, because like you 100% would.
No, because I knew it would happen. Like he knew it would like happen. Like I'd find out. But turns out later that night, he actually goes to her school, which is like 35 minutes away, to like watch a play she's in or something. New
Oh, you
girl.
guys don't go to the same school?
No, we don't. We don't. They
I
don't go
think
to
I-
the school
I think I missed
either.
that. Dang.
Yeah. So her school is like 35 minutes away because they live pretty far from, like 40 minutes. And he goes to watch her play. He brings his two childhood friends with him, and he proposes. Right. So
Yikes.
I knew they went to the school, but I didn't know he was proposing. Actually, I think I knew at that time, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the main point. Okay, next day, Friday, I wake up to a message and it's basically saying, hey, I thought I'd let you know that in this girl, we caught feelings for each other. And, we've just been riding off of that. So I thought I'd tell you before you found out.
A little late for that. A little late for that, muchacho.
Brother. I already
My
found out.
brother.
It's just like, my brother.
I found out. So I just let everything spill about this entire situation. I'm like, yo, this was not cool. I sent him I think I maxed out the Instagram message limit 3 times.
Oh.
That's how much I wrote to him. Because that's how much I felt betrayed, backstabbed, and just deceived by everything. Because listen, I tell you like this, and then you just stop talking to me about it. And then you go and tell her you like her, and now you're basically dating her. And the one thing that ticked me off is that he knew how the situation with me last year went with that Haley girl, right?
Mhm.
Yet he still decided to do all of it.
Also, yeah.
Which I just
What happened to Kay?
We'll get to that actually.
All right.
Kay, I think Thursday night, I joined call with Kay, and we basically broke down what happened. It turns out Kay knew about this 10 days before I did. He had broken up
10
with
days.
Kay. He broke up with Kay 10 days before I found out. And he basically told her, yeah, I have feelings for this girl, and so I don't want to be with you anymore.
Mind
Mind you, that was
so
a
many
year and a
things
half
wrong.
on off
So many things wrong here.
thing they had.
There's so many things wrong here.
So he was talking to this girl while still being Kay. Keep in mind, they weren't really dating, but they basically were. There was the expectation was that's where it's gonna go, right?
Like a situation.
They're not. Yeah, essentially, a very long one. But they were basically together. They did a bunch of couple things. They didn't do anything physical really, but all the other stuff is there. They hang out with each other, stuff like. So the thing that she told me, that Kate told me, was that he didn't catch feelings for her until the new girl, right? Greg didn't catch feelings for the new girl until the new girl confessed. Because at first, the new girl confessed to Greg. And then he rejected her, right? But then he started talking to her. He kept on talking to her. Usually, if someone likes you, right, you don't just keep talking, or else the feelings might get a little messy there. He kept on talking, and he just let it sit. He didn't really do much of it. Stop it. He was basically embracing all the flirting, all that. So eventually, he gained feelings for the new girl, and both of them started liking each other. And that's when he broke Kay. So that was just insane. Now, I would have been a lot more affected by it had I liked the new girl as much as I did Haley, right? Because with Haley, I was basically obsessed. It was crazy. So I basically, when I think back to it, I really learned my lesson, Haley. Because if Haley had not happened, I would have not known how to like someone while also being realistic about it and just acknowledging the reality of it. Because I knew that the
That's good.
situation.
Yeah.
And so my feelings were, they kind of dwindled. They were much, much less than how I liked Haley. But it's just the fact the feelings were still there. Greg knew is what I always go back to, which is wow. Because the past like maybe 2 years, we have been like friends. We've been talking. We've had these deep conversations, stuff like that. Me, Greg, and really the rest of it. And I always thought the girls in our group, they can do whatever. The guys, we're always gonna have each other's backs. We're gonna look out for each other, stuff like that. And I'd always tell him, I hope you and Kay work out. Like, despite everything, sometimes I could be a little mean to him, but despite everything, I really hope that they work out. I really hope that anyone in our group worked out because I just, I'd love to see them succeed, whatever. If it's a relationship, if it's, anything. But it's just, he didn't have the same courtesy this situation. And that really was hard because I just felt a strong betrayal. And that was broke me, bro, at the time. So, yeah, after I sent those 3 long paragraphs to him, I actually had to carpool with him to the track meet that we had that day, which was a little awkward.
Fuck, that's rough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, bro,
I didn't really talk to him. Yeah, I didn't really
Give him a
talk to him in the
message.
car ride.
Come around here often? Or?
Yeah, so I mean, I offered to talk in the backseat, but our track teammate was driving us, so like it would have been a little awkward, which I understand. But he was like, nah, just do it over. So, I sent those 3 messages, 3 very long messages. He doesn't respond until Monday morning, I believe.
I don't know, the whole weekend.
Yeah. So I sent the message Friday morning. I didn't get a response until like Sunday 1 in the morning. Well, I woke up at 6 a.m. for school, right? And that's when I saw it. And, to me, the message was, he did apologize, I believe. I haven't read it in a while. He did apologize about the whole thing. And he was being like regretful, I guess. And yeah, I guess he hit the marks. But to me, it felt like he was saying what he was supposed to say, right? But not really what he wanted to say. That's what I thought.
I was just saying what he thought you wanted to hear.
So yeah, I take it like with a grain of salt because at this point all I can think about his character is that he's just a fake. What he did was super fake, super, and it was just messed up. So I respond to it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you were doing, what you thought, but like, you've changed everything. From here on out, it's gonna be like very different. Like, things are gonna be hard to be around you, man. It's gonna be hard to bring the group back to former levels. And with all the fun we're having. So yeah, I mean, I basically say that he's like, I hope we can get back to the level we're at. And I hope so too. And I'm still very mad at him. I'm also kind of mad at the childhood friends that were sticking with him. Cause like they knew what was going on and they helped him make the poster board and everything, right? And like, but the thing is, they didn't like the idea of him and the new girl. But they still helped him with the poster board. Apparently they were paid to help him with the poster board. But still,
Hired goons.
Exactly.
yeah, like actually hired goons. So yeah, they were hired to help him with the poster board despite them not wanting to be part of it or like support the relationship or whatever. That's also another thing. I can't really trust them anymore because they're always gonna have loyalty to Greg. And that's not something I can just like why would I tell you things if you're just gonna be loyal to Greg either way? So yeah, I can't really trust them as much anymore. But I know it's not their fault. It's really Greg's fault. But So with Greg, the next like week or two, it's kind of, we see each other a lot, but it's like we're not really talking. So yeah, I mean, that's where it was up until today, actually. Today we had a regionals track meet, and he was in the 4x8 relay team with me. I still really wasn't talking to him, but like, we were just, I would like, say good job, after we ran our race, stuff like that. And, I'd just be supportive. And at the end of the meet, I thought we didn't get any medals. That's what I thought. So I left. But then I got a call from him and he's like, "Hey, yo, we got a medal." And I'm like, "Really? Wow." So I turn back around. We go back to the school, get the medal. And my mom's there. She's like, "Oh, let's take a picture with you two and stuff like that." So we take a
Damn.
picture and all that. It's kind of cool. He says, "I'll see you." We were dabbing each other, not dabbing each other, but like I was fist bumped him, right? And we were just left on a good note, I guess. And then later, on Instagram, he texts me and he's like, "Yo, not on some gay timing, but I miss talking to you, right?"
Not on
And I
some.
was
Okay.
That's how you know he wasn't lying either.
So, I was like, yeah, I appreciate him. Because like, we got in talk for 2 weeks and I just felt like a lot was like a lot of stress was on me just thinking about like all those things. And like I didn't really like that there was like tension always. But today it kind of makes me feel hope for how things are gonna be. Because, despite him doing all those things, at that point, it felt like he kind of cared. Like I felt like he cared. At that point, or before today, I was like, oh, he just or like give a crap about things, right? So today,
Aldrin,
yeah.
Tori, just please tab back in to the game.
Oh, yo. Yeah. So after the meet, after I get the medal, my mom's like, "Oh yeah, let's take a picture, guys. Let's take a picture."
Yeah, we're a little
So we
forward.
take the
More than
picture.
this.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll see you around." Gives me a little like bro tap. I mean,
Mhm.
A bro tap. A bro tap.
Where
And
was
then,
this bro tab?
just like a little like I don't even know how to describe it, like a
Like a
backhand almost.
skadoosh?
Like you like taps my shoulder, like kind of like that. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah.
Oh, you got
Bro
buddied.
tap. Okay.
In the car, I'm on Instagram. I got a text from him. He's like, "Yo, man, not some gay timing, but I miss talking to you." And I was like, "Huh, wow."
So you know he's not lying.
And no, like I knew he wasn't lying because the way he texted, he was like, "Hey, man, I'm not gay or anything, but I miss talking to you." LMAO in all caps, and that's like how he actually texts. When he texted
Yes.
like apology or whatever to me, he was all very formal, punctuating and all that.
AI.
Oh
But
yeah,
I can tell
like
this was his like actual. This is like actually him.
I've never
So,
thought
you
about having
know-
ChatGPT write an apology for me.
I was like, yeah, I appreciate it, man. And we kind of talked for a little bit. He went to drive home, but yeah. So off of today, I guess we're on better terms. It's keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Because I
Keep
talked to
it
my
cordial.
parents about. Yeah, I talked to my parents, and they also agree. Yes, what what Greg did. What Greg did. What Greg did
Yeah.
was was very fake of him, and that's not quality I should have in some. So I said all that I needed to say, and my parents were like, once you say all that you need to say, just stop talking about it. But I guess I'm talking about it now. I'm sorry, mom. But yeah, they said stop talking about it. Don't show that you were affected by it to them or to your group, because with our group, word gets around. So they're saying all of that, and I was just trying to keep my peace because the biggest lesson I learned from this whole situation was to keep my peace. Because in that situation, it's really how I handled things, and how I decided to move forward. But after today, I think I'm more looking forward to keeping a connection, completely burning that, because I'm still gonna be seeing. We have another debut to like do, and him and his girl are gonna be in that debut. So I might as well make it less awkward with one of them. So I mean, I'm not gonna be buddy buddy with him. I'm still gonna keep my distance a little bit, but no, there's hope. There is hope. So I guess the lesson for the viewers is
It could be a
keep
long
your
one.
peace, keep your peace, and identify the friends that are gonna stick up for you and those that are gonna stab you in the back. But there's always room for forgiveness.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I have a few stories to share. I'll only share one considering how long that one took.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I'll talk about All right. I'll talk about Michelle. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll say
I see
Michelle for the
I see who
story.
this is now I was like blinking earlier. I see who we're talking about now.
Michelle, Aldrin.
Aldrin, you know this person.
They're in our
They're-
A block.
The most. Oh yeah.
Michelle, yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
So just for some context, I have a prep hour, and that is my third period or fourth period. I'll say third period because advisory doesn't really count. Okay. And in this third period class, it's a table group. And it's or at this time it was a table. It's a slightly different table group now. And so for context for the story, you're gonna need to know two people at this table group. You're gonna need to know Michelle, and you're gonna need to know S. S, let's call him S for this. Now, S at this time, so time period wise, we're looking like October, November, okay? So this is a little bit ago. S at this point was dating one of my friends, Alex. Alex, for context, is not the best person. But it's fine. I wouldn't even call him my friend. He's more of an acquaintance, but Alex is a guy I knew, okay? So, basically what happens is I know S and I know Alex individually, and then they get together, and it's like, okay, that's cool. S and Michelle are also friends. So this is like sometime in November. Might have been October, November. Whenever Venom 3 came out in theaters.
Okay. That's the time point.
All right.
Came out.
This will be important for later. Because I get invited to go see this movie. And I go because it's like, sure, whatever. It just so happens that the time when I do go, I have strep throat.
Evil.
You guys remember this time, right? This is
Yeah,
this.
when you sounded like
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, like all that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was not a good time. I literally said, I remember I was on Instagram because Aldrin was sick before me. And I was like, Aldrin, you did this to me.
Oh, poor guy.
Absolute Weezer in my DMs.
Yeah. But
It's like
I
SpongeBob with
go
no
to this. I go. I need it. Yeah. I go to this movie theater. I'm like, okay, I'm me and Michelle are essentially third and fourth wheeling. But I'm like, but I already knew at this point. I had like a very strong suspicion Michelle liked me. just like, you pick up on it, and it's like pretty clear. And, I was like, you know what? Sure. I'll see where things go. Because, I hadn't been in a relationship for a while. And honestly, she didn't seem like that bad of a person. So I was like, okay, I'm willing to see where it goes, right? And afterwards, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Did all that, got ice cream afterwards, like, entire group. It was, we're low-key chilling, had it in the bag. And then we kind of just, like, I was super sick, so I didn't really want to talk that much because she liked doing, like, calls and voice notes. And I'm like, I don't want to do that right now for like a week. So like that first week, like that first week is crucial, and I just didn't have that first week, right? So then afterwards, it's like I only text, it was like half and half, both of our faults. The reason why, because we just didn't really communicate that much. And it just low-key fell apart. And also, whenever I did talk, it would just be like, they just wouldn't say much of anything. Like, there would be no conversation. It's like chewing on a piece of gum that you've already been chewing on for 5. That's like it's like you're just, you're doing it to do it at a certain point. And it's like, I don't feel like I should put in the effort anymore. So I remember one morning I just sent a really long text. I'm like, hey, I know it's partially both of our faults, but I just like, I don't feel anything, whatever. And then, I let it simmer for a little bit. Obviously she responds back and all that. But I let it simmer for a while. And then I essentially go, it's like 2 or 3 months. I think it's sometime, actually, yeah, it's about a month afterwards. And it's like, you know what? Like winter break's coming up, I think a hangout would be nice, just like catching up with some friends and stuff. Because S was supposed to go there too. S was supposed to show up, right? But she didn't. So it was just me and Michelle. So you understand why it's a little awkward, right? Like be like, your ex, like situationship type thing, and then also only other friend. Yeah. Also, S and Alex have broken up by this point. I don't know if I just want to throw that in there in case you wonder why Alex is not in the story anymore. But anyways, we're at this skating station, okay? And look, we're talking again, and it's like, and Michelle like makes a promise and is like, yes, I promise to put in the effort again. And like that's enough for me, because at this point I trust her enough to be like, okay, you promise you're gonna put in the effort, then I'm willing to try again, Like I'm like pretty forgiving in that like scenario.
Yeah.
And again, it's like we're calling and stuff, but low key it's just it's actually fun. I'm like sparks and stuff. And I'm looking like hints and stuff, and it's like, okay, I actually might, pursue this. And fast forward a few more weeks, and then stuff kind of dies down a little more. Like even like the calls, like it started creeping back in, like talking to a brick wall. And it's like I'd be like, it's an entire like only me guy in the conversation. It's not even like I would literally say, Michelle, like I wouldn't say it like that, but I'd be like, I would direct the question and it'd just be like a very bland response. And it's like, she didn't have any hobbies outside of school that much. And it was just like kind of a nothing burger of a person, I was realizing. And that's when it just kind of all came crumbling apart for me. And it's like, wow, it was like a month into talking at this new time. And I was like, wow, this just there's nothing.
You're like, maybe it wasn't me.
It's like, yeah, I didn't think it was partially me before because I didn't put in the effort, but I didn't put in the effort because of that before. And then
now you tried putting the effort and it still didn't help at all.
Yeah, no, it's like, I'm like, okay, this isn't working out. But I also
passed that honeymoon phase pretty quick.
I wouldn't even call it a honeymoon phase. Yeah,
it was never
just
there.
like a precursor.
Yeah,
well,
no, it was
the precursor phase where like everyone goes to, oh, there's this new person.
Yeah, it's like novelty, I want to say.
Yeah.
And by the way, our school's homecoming is in it was in like
January.
winter. Yeah, it was in January. And I'd already bought tickets and stuff, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna wait to break up, or not break up, but like wait to say this after, you know, like try and give her a good night. You know, because yeah, you know, my money's worth for those tickets. Okay, I'm a traditional man. What can I say? Okay.
Yes.
But $40 horribly spent.
Was the night that bad, really?
It was always homecoming sucked, dude. It wasn't even like bad. It was just nothing. There was nothing to do.
There hasn't been anything in the past 2 years.
It's dry. Dog like RFK off a honey pack.
Bringing this back.
But yeah, so homecoming, you know, I'm saying this, and then she's talking to me about it, and I'm realizing she's come to the same conclusion that or she knows that I've come to a conclusion, and it's a true conclusion. And she's like, hey, if you're just gonna do this, but also at the same time, she is talking S the entire time, and that's just my friend still at the end of the day. So I'm even more so like, okay, what's going on here? Like, you're trying to rope me into your side while I'm trying to not talk to you anymore. Like, what? I've never seen this in the playbook. Like, this is novel.
This is new.
Like, this is like, I've never seen this playbook before. This is like the Celtics playbook right now. Okay, it's not working.
I see. Yep.
And I get to the point where it's like, I'm just gonna say it now up front, since you are gonna. The conversation is just like we're edging the conversation topic, and we're like, I just say it straight out. I'm like, hey, I don't think it's gonna work out anymore. And it's like, I know this. I don't feel anything. I don't think we'd work out as a relationship, and I know I tried before. And I really put in the effort this time, and it just didn't work. I'm sorry. You can think however you want to think about me, but this is just what I'm going to say, and you can't change my mind on it now. All that, like, just make it clear, make it very clear. And, you know, she actually takes it surprisingly well. It might be shock. I don't know. And she's just like, yeah, you know, whatever. Yeah, she's just stalking her other friend, her other only friend, by the way. I should say that. I'm low-key just like, what? Because I'm pretty sure she lied about something about it. It was very like, I was very confused at the time about why she was doing all that. I still am, actually. I don't know what I said at the time. I have not actually talked to her since then. In fact, after that, she just moved away from the table. Well, no, I don't want to say that exactly. It's not entirely true. There were supposed to be other hangouts that the entire table group was going to have, because there's this other girl at the table group. Very female dominant table group, actually. It's 3 girls and then me. Although the one girl who's not in the story is Gavin's girlfriend. So there's like supposed to be like a group thing. Gavin's supposed to go and everything. And then she low-key just said, my parents won't let me go. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, thank God. I did not want to talk to you. It would just be awkward. That sounds bad. It'd just be awkward. Okay.
Yeah.
And it'd be awkward, and it would just be like, whatever. But I guess, like, I don't know. I felt bad about it at the time, but thinking about it now, I'm just like, I did everything I could, and it just wasn't going to work out. Which is like, kind of, it's like a mirror of the relationship I was in before then. That like conclusion.
I want to harp on that.
I can harp on that. I can harp a little bit. I can play the harp, just like a smidgen.
Yeah.
Maybe play you a little melodic line here. So this is around. Okay, Alex is back in the story for this one. Alex is a recurring
Double
character
appearance.
in my relationships for some reason. Alex is a weirdly recurring character. No one really wants him in the story, but it's like the writer self-insert, I guess. I don't know how to explain his inclusion in the story.
Yeah.
But he sets me up with this girl last year, okay? Literally, I get texted out of the blue for it, and it's like, yo, rate this girl out of 10. Horrible way to introduce that topic, by the way. He should not be a writer ever. And I'm like, oh, I was like, first I was like, bro, what the f are you talking about? Sorry, well, I gotta say that, but what the frick are you talking about? And he's like, just do it. And I was like, okay. And I say it. And then actually, we start talking, me and Anna. And me and Anna are actually, we're chill. Like, actually go through the motions of relationship, get together, all that. And it lasts for about 2 months between talking and like total span of us like talking and dating was about 2 months and a week, right? There was something around that. It was like a very short amount of time. But the reason for the breakup was she was just a lesbian, and I'm like, what the pardon, but
Wait, when did you find this out?
she just told me. We weren't talking that much for like a week straight, and I was like, something's up. And then she was like, we were sitting, and it was like at lunch because she went to the same school as us, and I was like, yo, do you want to explain what's going on? And she was like, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, so I actually never
remember
liked
this.
you like that.
How'd you not remember this?
Why do I not remember this part? This is
I
a
feel
very
like this is a
important
very
part.
crucial part.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't remember this part. This sounds very important.
And I was like, huh. I was pretty sad, because the things were going pretty well. It was pretty swell for me, and it just, I don't even say it blew up in my face. I couldn't even be mad at anyone.
Yeah, you can't really control if someone's lesbian or not.
Yeah, but I feel like
They
the
can
person
control if they're with him or not.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
That's true. Yeah, that part. Yeah, you
They can control if they
did not
told
have
Cody or
any part
not.
in this.
Yeah.
like I just felt I felt a little used in the scenario. I was like,
Yeah.
and I'm like pretty mad. I'm pretty sad. I cry for a little bit because I'm an emotional person. When it comes down to it. And I'm like, aw.
Oh, darn
Oh,
it!
it's actually just like a
Lesbian.
big-
Shucks.
You're
Yeah.
gonna hate when this happens.
It's the third time this week.
Oh.
No, but I'm thinking, I asked Alex about it, and he's like, yeah, low-key, I knew.
Whoa.
Why is this guy just? Who is this guy, bro?
Wait, did he just deliberately not decide to tell you or something?
What?
Yeah, he just didn't tell me for like a week. Like he knew about it, like because they were pretty good friends before, like childhood friends. Like they lived in
Yeah.
the same neighborhood and stuff. And it was like, yeah, I knew for like a week.
So who's gonna tell him?
And I was like,
I mean, I guess in that
The whole week.
situation, in situations like those, I guess it's really up to the person.
I didn't talk to her afterward. She tried being friends. I said no because I said F that. It's my bad. I keep swearing. It's in my nature. But so I'm yeah, I was just flabbergasted the whole situation. I was low key just like pondering, I started writing poetry.
Hmm.
Got about thinking.
Yeah, I know. I wrote more poetry afterwards. I actually do this frequently. I write about my own life to like get my thoughts and rationalize my own feelings. And it's honestly made me a better person. That's the one thing I would say is a benefit. Also, Loki, weird person. She was a weird person. Honestly, you know what? Probably for the best. She wanted to be called mommy. I was not into that. All right. Say it for the record. I know. I do not like calling girls mommy. All right.
All right.
He does not want to call someone mommy. All right,
What is
ladies
wrong
out
with
there,
you?
Cody does not want to call you a mommy.
I don't want to call you sister. I don't call you mommy. All right.
All right.
But yeah, it was just like some other weird stuff built up over time. And you know what? And it all, I don't even want to get into the specifics because that is like personal business and it's like, whatever, right? I guess we burned that bridge a little bit ago, but honestly, net positive overall, probably for both parties. Because I don't know how long that would have lasted. I think she was probably a pretty volatile like, let's just say she wasn't a lesbian in this scenario, okay? Let's take that out of the scenario.
Okay.
It was pretty volatile anyways, and it was just like, So honestly, it got me to start reflecting on my own like feelings and thoughts in a much more intimate way. And honestly, I think I've grown to be much more mature emotionally because of it. You know, slingshot method, take 5 steps back, 10 steps forward. I don't know.
Good outcome again.
Yeah, we'll say it's a good outcome.
It's good enough. It's as good as it's going to be.
And yeah, I guess we'll segue into Ivan's.
All right, I guess we're in the happy ending. Okay, I don't know.
Should have led with yours.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what freshman me was doing. Sorry, that I don't know what I was doing.
Okay. It's like for some context.
I've
heard this story
mistakes.
a million times. I can tell it as well as
I've made many mistakes in not even my day, my freshman year.
It's okay, man. We've all.
Yeah, we've all been there.
I will never live this down.
If there's one thing that you can learn from all our stories, is that you learn from your lessons.
Aldrin, I don't think you know how messy it was. Okay.
I've heard of some of it, so.
Okay. This started like. Okay, I'll say it started homecoming freshman year. This one girl I knew, this is just called Kay because I just can't make a pseudonym. Kay had asked to dance with me, and I was bored. I said sure. I also remember Cody chasing us and me screaming at him to leave us alone. Like we were like imagine us like speed dancing away, and then Cody just following us.
No. I was not following. They loose term. No. I was so bored. No, I was so bored because I took. Okay, our friend, we'll call him Rich, okay?
Okay, sure.
Our friend Rich, he was with this girl at the time, and I low-key was just clowning him for his haircut because it was absolutely atrocious on homecoming. He was rocking that white boy side part that should have been dropped in 5th grade, but...
Oh my goodness.
Anyways... I was so bored. I was vibing the entire time, In fact, I have a photo with one of our future guests, Jackson, me, Aldrin, and Greg. Greg's in the photo. Greg's in one of my homecoming photos.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So... I'm low-key bored, and I see Kay and I see Ivan, and I think it's gonna be so funny if I do this. So I just start chasing them because I know Kay is annoying to me, by the way. I do not like Kay as a person, and Kay, I know if you're watching this, you know it's you, your high-pitched voice that will shatter glass, okay?
Does not like her at all. Honestly, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So Kay, I do not like her. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make her dancing with someone awkward, and that just happens to be Ivan. But I know Ivan won't care. So
yeah.
And also, me and Ivan aren't like very close friends at this time. This is like happens immediately after.
Because that ball happened like not even
really early. This is really early.
It happened when it was supposed to in the fall.
Yeah, boy.
That happened like 3-4 months after we all met each other. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So we're all pretty new to each other.
Yeah.
And I'm actually you'll understand my integration, my friendship with Ivan is also slightly dependent on this.
Yeah.
That's weird though. Imagine just seeing a person you've barely known for like 3 months start running up to you.
No, I thought it was funny. I remember the moment I thought it was hilarious.
All right.
Okay. Back to that. Okay, the dance. She apparently, I didn't know that moment, but she liked it a little more than I thought because it was just like in my head, I didn't really care that much. It was like, okay, it happened, but she liked it a little more than I thought she did. And she messages me like a little bit after this, like a few days later. was something like I want to play Fortnite or something like that. Because I was
So
big into Fortnite. I was big into
crazy.
Fortnite at the time, so I just said
Also-
sure because I didn't really have anyone else to play with at the moment.
Also, like, not to throw shade, but KK is slightly chopped. Okay, like,
Listen, okay, I was none the
What do
wiser
you
of
mean?
what's going to happen in this very moment. But
What do you mean chopped?
I played. I'll let you know later.
Okay.
I'll let you know later.
we'll send a photo later.
Yeah,
All right.
but okay.
You can be the judge.
But I just played. I played Fortnite, and then a few days later, she asked again, and then this became like a not regular thing, but like it happened a few more times than it
They went
probably
on
should have.
Fortnite dates.
Roblox at one point. I remember playing.
Rolling.
I remember playing Find a Simpson or something stupid like that on a Roblox site. Because it's Roblox, there's nothing good there.
Find a
And,
Simpson.
Yeah, and then
The
The
one
guy,
night-
the guy games about anything now.
yeah, one night. This is like midnight, 1 a.m. This is like a weekend, I think. She's like, what are your thoughts on me? Like, what do you see me as? And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh
Jeez.
no.
Oh,
Yeah, I was a little too nice, I guess. And
Roblox went a little too.
I just said friend. I saw friend, and like I just kind of played dumb the whole time. And she's like, "Is that all?" I just kind of played dumb. I knew where this was going.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're super. You put friend question mark.
No, I just did. I do that? No, I just said like a friend or something like that. And it's like I just didn't. I just pretended to not understand what was going on because I wanted her to just flat out say it. And she did. She'll deny it to this day. I have a screenshot of her saying it, so I don't know why she'll deny it if you say it now. But yeah, I just turned her down, and then it was that. And then she still wanted to be friends after. And like I don't know what compelled me to just not like say no to that, but like I just didn't care very much.
Yeah.
I was
You
like-
can always just say no.
I didn't care. I wasn't caring very much about anything at this moment. Freshman year, I don't know what happened to me like 7th to 8th grade to just like take anything. But yeah, I just kind of let it happen. And this very podcast spirals from this, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, this
'cause-
whole podcast spirals from this one moment. Okay,
Yeah,
here's a
'cause it's
friend.
from
It really
the group
does.
chat.
So this is the actual like important part. This is kind of a little bit of the buildup. So she at the moment had a good friend. They're not friends anymore, and I may or may not have been part of that reason. But she had a friend. She had like a really close friend at the time, and that friend, like I'll call her Z, happened to like Gavin. And
God,
it keeps getting
Z
worse.
liked
It
a
keeps
lot
getting
of
worse.
people. Okay.
Yeah, there's a list, but it keeps getting worse.
I think I was on that list.
Yeah, you were. I remember the list you were. Where was I?
This could have been you.
So K and Z had the genius idea. They pitched this idea to me: make a group chat with them two, and then me and Gavin. Me and Gavin were, of course, really close friends at the time, and then K and Z were close friends. And then I was like,
insane too, man.
and then I was like, and then me and Kay were like, it's like not mutuals, like acquaintances, I guess. And then I invited Gavin to this group chat. He barely said anything the whole time. Like he was not an active player in here. And eventually was just like, I'm just gonna kick him. Z still liked him though, and like I very stupidly, I don't know why I did this. I started liking Z a little bit. That was my first mistake. That was not my first mistake. It was my second mistake. Still talking to Kay was my first. And at some point, I just kicked Gavin from the group chat because like he wasn't saying anything, and like they weren't even trying to say anything to him. One point, I remember where I was. I remember I was at this very moment. I was pulling into the parking lot of like a barber when I said this. So I'm just in the car still, and Kay has the insane idea of, would you date Z? And I just said yes. Because that's the answer.
So good.
I'm noticing Kay and Alex have very similar strategies here. Okay.
Yeah, and I just said yeah, and then Kay was like, "Huh, interesting." And then we just the group chat just kind of existed as normal for the rest of the day. And then at some point, this might have been like the same week or like next week, something like that, Kay was a little jealous, and Z started like DMing me just individually instead of in this group chat because like you're not going to talk to the person jealous of this. because like that's not a good idea. And so yeah, she was a little jealous, and me and Z started actually texting individually and like becoming friends, like actual friends finally. And the feelings only grew that we both had, and K's jealousy also grew. So Z was like, this isn't gonna work. Which, okay, sad. It was sad. I remember just laying on the couch thinking about it, and then not really doing anything for us. I probably like took a nap after that, and then we were still friends after. So that's mistake number 3. We were still friends after, and we were just talking, just being friends. And at some point, she stopped liking Gavin. She got the hint that he's in a relationship at the time. He was the entire time, and like they never really spoke.
Oh, I didn't know
So,
that.
like, they never really spoke, so she didn't know.
Jay?
Yes, it is. I don't know why I just blanked. Yeah, it was. He was the whole time. I don't know why she didn't know that. She never asked me this. I feel like that should have been like a day one thing. One of her random other friends that told her this, that like knew Gavin, told her this, and then she was sad, and then my dumb 14, 15-year-old brain was like, this is my moment. It's my chance. my own really good friend was my own competition. He was my only competition. Yeah, it's bad. And
it sounds way worse looking back. I don't think it was that serious looking back on it, because like
it wasn't. But like
it was an actual competition.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like it was just like, oh, okay. Like I'm hyping up a little bit. It wasn't like that serious. I wasn't seeing Gavin as a rival the whole time. It was just kind of like, okay, this is an opening for me. Doesn't sound better. Doesn't sound much better. But I was like, okay, I can do this then.
Ball got passed to you, okay?
Yes, and she started saying that she had feelings for me, and like I was the.
Aw.
No, aw, because she still had the she still had the list. She still had the list. She still had the list, but I was top of the list. So like a win is a win, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I was top of the list. No, so like a win is a win. Aldrin, you were on that list too. You probably weren't very. Listen, Aldrin, you were on that list for simply liking the weekend. So like being on that list is not meaningful. Like that was no. I asked her, why are you on the list? And that was her reasoning.
If you're breathing and have any likable or relatable trait, you are.
I at least had more traits than Aldrin did. I can give myself that.
Yeah, I wasn't
Your kind soul.
Yeah, you weren't trying. I wasn't like
Really?
trying.
I'm better than Aldrin.
Yeah, exactly.
You won that in the end, but like I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, the difference is she just naturally liked things I did. She didn't. She just only knew you for the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't even trying.
You were Mr. Weekend.
Yes, that was your defining trait to her. She also, knowing her, she probably also liked that you were Asian, and that was probably like the biggest reasoning. But like she just said the weekend.
Yeah, you just got racially profiled, man. I hate to break it.
You should have seen how many like. This is another mistake I made. You should have seen how many Korean guys. She like
K-pop. What?
How many K-pop?
She was one of those. She was one of those Hello Kitty Sanrio girls, right?
Yes.
Oh my
mixed
god.
Mixed with K-pop as well.
Oh.
Okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but like I remember one day I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I asked her, "What's the appeal of the Hello Kitty?" I sit down at the booth with like my mom and brother. Or am I just?
Was this not an Applebee's?
No, it was a Buffalo Wild Wings. No, I remember we had like just sit down. Yes, because he's so iconic. Okay. I remember my heart dropping in the moments. So like I think it was like me and my mom just at a booth. I think my mom just wanted to just take me. I think my mom just wanted to take me out somewhere, just one-on-one, just like to chill or something. She would do that with me and my brother sometimes. Like as a celebration or something, or just because she felt like it. So yeah, it was my turn, and it was just me and her in like Buffalo Wild Wings or something. And I like while walking into the building, I asked her what is the appeal of Hello Kitty, or I think I might have like just got out of the car when I asked. And then by the time I sit down, we have like the menus. I'm reading the menu. I feel my phone buzz, and I'm like I'm still reading the menu, and I feel it buzz again, and again. I feel it buzz like 7-8 times. I check it. I see like 10 messages, and it just says like image. It just says image. It just says 10 different images were sent. I open my phone. I was like, oh no. I opened my phone. It is actually just 10 images of like Pinterest and a bunch of just pink stuff, like pink and white things everywhere. And I'm like, what?
I think she likes Hello Kitty. Like
she was like, she was like, look how cute this is. And it was like the blushing with the hand over the mouth emoji or something like that. And it's like they didn't really answer the question. Like, sure. And yeah, that kind of sums up. So that's
I feel like that does answer the question, though. I mean, like, she just thinks it's cute.
Sure. But like that much, like as much as she did.
Look, B was also a Hello Kitty girl. Okay, it never ends out well. Okay,
That's a big mistake you can make. But where was I before I got sidetracked? Where was I? Where was it before I talked about Buffalo Wild? It was right after. What was it? It was after she stopped liking Gavin, and I saw like the opening. So I was like, okay, and then she started having feelings again. This is a very key. This is a thing I noticed. I noticed this. I don't know why I kind of ignored it in the moment, but like I definitely noticed this. She's a little wishy-washy when she likes someone. Like she'll like him one moment and then not the next, and then she'll like switch. She'll just like she'll edge the relationship, I guess.
Okay, I like
I heard
it's a
someone
loose term.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And like someone else told me this again, like earlier this week, which like I already kind of knew this, but like it's a little different hearing someone else tell me this 2 years later. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't just me knowing this. I guess everyone
is that from Bullfrog?
Yeah. Yes.
It's a classic. It's a classic Red Mag.
Yes. 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 Yeah, she's told me that. I'm like, yeah, I knew, but like it's a little different when someone else says it. I still till this day hear different things she said about me. And we just kind of went on with this, and like it was not the best. She's a little manipulative, and the me in that current state me in that current state just didn't really help it out very much. So I don't know why I was desperate enough to keep this going. I don't know what compelled me to do this, but I tried.
There's not really any happy ending to this, is there? It just kind of ended one day.
One day I kind of accepted it, and I was like, okay, it's just not it. And then I just like gave up trying because she like slowly start talking less and less. I just kind of gave up.
Well, silver lining. The only reason why I know Jaden is because of this.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot the group chat. So me and Z were playing Fortnite one day because I still played Fortnite, and Gavin had like got on. I think he might have asked me to go on or something, and I just said like, "Oh yeah, can I have just group chat?" I guess my social awareness went out the window because like she liked him a bit ago and now disliked him and like expressed that dislike to me, which I of course told him after. And I don't know why I did this, but yeah, I put them both in a call, and then we all played Fortnite. And then at one point, I thought it'd be funny because Jane worked at, I don't even remember, it was some grocery store, and I think he like just got home or something, and I asked him if he could have gotten me a bag of chips from the store. I called him and just asked him for like, I don't know, groceries or something. And then later that night, I invited him to the group chat because like, why not? And we watched 1992 Space Movie, and that was a nice bonding exercise. And that was the first like real moment that GC had. And then fast forward to when me and Z weren't talking anymore. She left the group chat, and I added Cody to it, and I was like, "Yeah, you're her replacement." And a rejected member or two, and a few years passed, and now look at us. I still learn new things that Z said to this very day. Various like she's villainized me a little bit, and like I still learn new things to this day, I guess.
So yeah. Fast forward. Actually, group chat stayed partially. Actually, it stayed pretty much. The lineup has stayed the exact same, besides the addition of Dylan, which is like a Schrodinger's group chat member for a little bit, and now he's a permanent mainstay. He has been for like a year. And Nefertiti.
He's permanent, but he doesn't show them much.
Yeah. But the only disgraced member, he's already been talked about, Baden. Did you guys use a code name for him?
What was it? It was Scott.
Okay.
Scott.
The only disgraced member is Scott.
We mentioned him. Scott also was with I forgot the name you gave her.
Oh yeah, Scott was with B. Okay.
This is also like before where Cody went.
This was like a year before this. Like this also after we stopped being friends. It
lasted like a week or something.
Yeah, it was like I don't even think they were dating. So let's.
Yeah, it wasn't really anything.
But honestly, yeah, I think every time a relationship goes badly, it's probably for the best for both parties that they aren't together anymore.
Listen, you guys got like a happy
learned.
resolution. You guys got closure. I never did.
You got me, okay?
You guys got proper closure. I never did.
Look, your
You got a
closure
band-aid.
is
We got stitches. You got a band-aid.
I got a band-aid for like a wound I got. You guys actually
Listen,
like.
I mean, in a way, no closure teaches you that you're not always gonna get it.
I didn't really get closure on mine. I mean, mine was just like
You at least like said I think it's done. I was holding on to it.
We have 3 endings for each of our stories.
Yeah, each of us got like a very different ending. Cody got the like break it off ending. Aldrin
You got like the middle ending.
Yeah, Aldrin got the like I guess as good as it could have went ending, and then I got just the bad.
I'd say I got the happy ending.
You think you got the happy ending?
Yeah. Because Aldrin's got like all of his friends roped into it. Mine was just like only involved with me.
It was just you, and you might tell me some of it, and then like I wasn't really part of it though. You're kind of.
I'll kind of just like go on my own like little side journey.
on adventures.
I'll tell Aldrin. I think Aldrin knew about.
Which one?
Aldrin knew about B, and Aldrin knew about Michelle.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we're each other's confidants when it comes to relationships.
Moral of the story is, learn your lessons.
Actually, no.
Okay,
Let's go through individually. Aldrin, was your moral?
My moral is have self-preservation and learn to forgive words. Because when bad situations happen to you, and it's you receiving hurt from another person, the hurt is only gonna be as bad as you make. If you make the situation better and not sulk on it, then things might turn out okay. But if it doesn't, keep your peace.
I think. Well, okay. I guess I should also add. Partially, the reason why I felt so guilty is don't feel guilty about things outside of your control, and don't feel bad about things outside of your control. Part of the reason why I felt so guilty about Michelle is because I felt like I was continuing a cycle of violence that happened to me, where it's like I felt guilty for not liking her because someone else didn't like, and before that last relationship I was in, someone didn't like me. And that's where it ended. So it's just like I felt super bad about it because it felt like I was being the bad person.
There's a quote. I remember you told me. There's this quote, and I love it. It was, "Never feel bad for feeling feelings, because that's how you know you're human. Or that's how you know you're alive." Something, right?
I was a philosopher back then.
That was you.
Cody, it's only gone downhill. I'm gonna be honest.
What do you mean it's only gone downhill?
That was your peak.
Philosopher.
That was your peak.
You were a philosopher before. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he can be.
I haven't thought about it. Okay,
Just
I'm like Patrick, dude.
You're lock-ins. It's just like
It's like
You're
a
walking for a
moment,
second.
Actually, no. Cody's brain clicks so many times. Like I don't know.
It'll click when it needs to. Okay, like the cogs are dusty. I said
Well, they're still there.
plus 44 plus 5 was 100 earlier today.
Yeah.
Okay, it's only gone downhill, but when it locks in, I'll be fine.
It's okay.
But yeah,
All right.
Don't feel guilty for feeling how you want to feel, and don't feel bad when life kicks you in the dirt. Okay, when it kicks you while you're down. That's just how you know you can get back up again, okay?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
all right.
That
I
is,
guess my moral.
what's
The
your-
moral of my story. I got 2. One of them is if things don't feel right, just don't go with it. Don't go through with it because things did not feel right for a while. I don't know why I continued, but like
Listen to your
it made it
gut.
so
Listen to
much
your gut.
worse. Yeah, because it didn't feel right for like quite a while, but like I still kind of part of me wanted it. So like I kept trying and it made it so much worse in the end.
I guess it's also like crush blindness is a very real thing.
True.
So
It affects 1 in 3 high
identifying the symptoms and knowing what you're feeling and the reality of situations.
You're talking about like it's AIDS, dude. What the
Yeah, like,
Hey, it's
Always.
a condition, man. Crush blindness, bro. I'm telling you. Telling you.
And then my second one, you made me blank. Second one was, I guess you said this. You don't always get the closure. You kind of gotta learn to accept that.
You gotta find the closure yourself, man.
Yeah,
okay?
it's something. It just doesn't come to you all the time.
Sometimes life gives you an open book, and you have to finish it by yourself, and that's just how it's gonna be sometimes. See, it's coming back.
There we go.
No,
yeah,
as
you locked
cliche
in.
There you go.
as it
That was
sounds,
your peak right there.
Locked in at 1:57 a.m. That's what it's.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
it for
growing
the-
up, all those cliche quotes just seemed like whatever. But
Became
once
more
you
true.
actually live those experiences, and people, with the morals that we just said, they might not know what we're talking about, but once they do, they'll understand what that means. It's like you'll never understand a quote until you actually live it. So,
Oh yeah, on the topic of in things if it doesn't feel right. Yeah, Cody and this one other person tried to play matchmaker and I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did.
Oh, look, I did not play matchmaker.
It was out of my hands. My hands were up and I let them take the wheel.
Look,
I don't know what those two did, but they did something and it did not work.
Look, no. I relayed.
They
it
relayed
to
me just
G's
lies.
friend.
No. They told me it was all good, and they made me doubt myself a little bit and think maybe I'm just seeing signs that aren't there. And then no, they were definitely there.
Look, I got information from an unreliable source. This is why you always use scholargoogle.com, okay?
Scholar.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't seem right. And then I'd get to relay some info about that's going perfectly, and I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah, it was a little my bad.
I got several times that dragged a little bit more, but I'm not gonna put all the blame on them.
Okay, no.
Still pretty much all on me.
I just was trying to help a brother out. Is that too much?
Out.
You shouldn't have. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm like this because you tried to help.
Okay, you don't want to put the blame entirely on me.
No, I won't. I will put I'll put the blame on you. I'll put
if
good on
anything, it is Jay's fault, okay?
Sure, okay.
It is entirely Jay's fault. I just told Jay what to do, and then
You're just
Jay
the messenger.
relayed back to me. Yeah, don't shoot the
Relayed-
messenger. Even though
Relayed back lies. Oh yeah, they hated each other as well. Jay and Z hate each other as well. I don't know where this info was coming from.
Jay-Z.
She might very yeah. They very well might have actually hate each other and been Jay might have just actually plotting against me and Z, but
Oh yeah. Also, never be the
info's
messenger. Being the messenger sucks. Okay.
it doesn't get you anywhere. You get to watch everything go down.
All right. Well, I think that's enough to finish the episode. One of our hosts, I think, might be asleep at his desk right now.
Actually, I passed out. He's gonna fill his whole PC with.
Yeah,
No,
this
I'm
was
actually
video
I'm
wrong.
battling sleep syndrome right now. I'm
Oh, okay. We can wrap it up and let you go to bed. Yeah. That's how you do it. All
right,
guys,
well-
thanks Aldrin for showing up finally.
Yeah,
I think this is our best
thank you for,
episode
bringing
yet.
me on. Yeah.
You might be a
Yeah.
recurring,
Each one's new best.
character. I don't know.
Well, that's about it for this episode. I just wanted to thank you guys for listening, if you're still listening, and I just wanted to say thank you, Aldrin, for letting us have you on here.
Yeah, of
so you
course,
can
man.
say
It
your
was fun.
stuff for everyone here.
Yeah, it was fun talking about my experiences. Listening to you guys. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yes. And yeah, well, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure to check us out on Spotify. It's just the audio version. And then if you guys are on Spotify, check out YouTube because there's a video version. It's just been this.
All right, yeah, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
And
Boys, your
we'll see
team
you in the
winning.
next
You guys
episode.
have 9 minutes on the clock.
Bye.
That was true.
You ran straight into